Here goes.
What's good? What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl, Rosie. Ew. And today is a beautiful day for a recording, which is why we're doing this. And I am here with the lovely voice of reason, aka Dora.
Thank you, everybody, for tapping in with us. Season 3, episode 6.
And we have a lovely guest today, too. And you may not know who they are yet, but you absolutely will. Introducing one half of Taleni, the group, we have Melodies here.
What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'? I go by the name of Melodies, one half of a group called Taleni from San Francisco, California. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming. That's a long trip. That's a very long trip to come down.
Dedicated is what I'm going to say.
And we know your story about, how was everything, the journey down here and just, all the mishaps and everything. But you know what? Those stories make for great memories, even though it probably didn't feel like a great memory to everybody else, but it's okay. But we are, again, the Mile High Club. You can follow us on Instagram at official Mile High Club. And don't forget to follow our very special guest. Go ahead and drop your handles.
You can follow me on Instagram at Melodies, MALEDIIES. And you can also follow our Taleni page. It's _TALENI_ on Instagram.
Beautiful. And I'm
YouTube as well, and SoundCloud, Apple Music, all platforms. So check out our music on there as well.
Oh, dope. Oh, sorry. What the fuck was that? But I'm going to go ahead and pass it on over back to the voice of reason.
We just want to remind everybody to make sure to catch up on all our past episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. All our most listeners are on Spotify. Shout out to our dedicated Spotify listeners. So if you look at our YouTube views, don't compare those to our Spotify listeners. But yeah, do you guys have anything you want to let the audience know about your life currently? Any updates?
I got sick. I'm sick again, back-to-back sick. But I'm coming off of this one, so I'm feeling a lot better.
Or she's not contagious.
I'm out of the contagious stage, so we're all good. Trust. I just have a runny nose still. But I feel like that takes 8 years to get rid of. So, but I'm almost there. I'm getting there. What about you?
I'm good. I'm just blessed to be here. Thankful for the opportunity. But other than that, I've just been working on myself, music. That's pretty much it. I'm just trying to chase a dream.
Yeah.
we have a lyric to get into with that. Yeah.
How's the weather in San Francisco right now, though?
Currently, right now, I heard it's raining. It was raining a lot before we left, but it wasn't raining when we actually left. So,
that's good. Did you guys see any snow?
We saw snow on the way here. That was my first time seeing snow ever.
No, really?
Yeah, I've never seen snow. So, it was dark when we saw it, but we got a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
No, I know it snowed here and then hailed, so that was the first time ever.
Yeah, it snowed in the Bay or that's what they said, but the part of the Bay where it snowed is not close to San Francisco. So
okay.
Damn. Well, San Francisco, y'all just have not had a great time with weather lately, and I apologize.
California, we've just been going through it with this weather. But yeah. Just reminding you guys to check out our past episodes, and we will be heading off to our first music break. This is Feelin' Like by Taleni and LT415.
Yeah, that's my guy right here.
Oh, okay. Shout out to
LT.
that. Do you have anything you want to say about this song? Anything specific?
I started working on the song a minute ago, probably a few years ago, and I was sitting on it for a long time, and I had asked my brother to hop on the song, and he just kind of brought a whole new life to the song. And then, it turned out to be what it is right now. And originally it was something different, but the whole concept of the song is just kind of I'm picturing myself as if I already made it. And, that's why I kind of just saying I'm feeling like the man, because in my mindset in the song, I'm already at where I want to be. So that's kind of what the whole song is about.
Yeah, I feel like I get that vibe from the song.
I can never fill their shoes, I ain't built for this. Bag chasing for my folks so I can feed them. Put them on my shoulders, going with me, I can't leave them. Feeling trapped up in the hood, we want freedom. Public housing looking down on us like fuck it, we don't need them. Laugh now, cry later, we gon' stun on you haters. All my shit gon' be phone, we might need a translator. We stacking all this ready looking.
Flame on!
Welcome back, everybody, to the motherfucking Mile High Club.
Ooh.
And that was Feeling Like by Taleni and LT45. They're both in the building today.
Yes,
but this is
Yes,
Flame Out with Rosie.
Alrighty, everybody. So it's been a minute. It has been quite a minute since we've had an artist as a guest. So we're going to go ahead and do my favorite thing to do with artists. We're going to do a lyric breakdown. I actually forgot that we did have Uno on last week, but we only broke down 2 of his lyrics because he don't know how to talk correctly. So we have someone who knows how to speak eloquently and with enunciation and pronunciation. So now I have more lyrics to talk about. But to get into it, I wanted to talk about the song that just played, Feeling Like. So there was a lyric that you said. Let me know if I got the lyric wrong too, because sometimes I just be filling things in with my own head. Yeah. So the lyric is, you can never fill their shoes, you ain't built for this. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I just wanted to know, was that just you talking shit, or were you in the mindset of like, no, yeah, I'm a different breed. Like you can't do this. Like, I just know that you can't fill their shoes, but me, I'm built for this.
So that, I know the lyric before that, I'm referring to, I'm talking about my brothers that are like, I mean, I ain't gonna put their business out there, but my brothers, they, out there doing whatever they do. Yeah. And that lyric that you're referring to is basically saying that not everybody is built to what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody can be out there like, how you say, they use like street life, like saying right. like not everybody's built for that type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Right. So really what I'm referring to is like, it's okay to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to always be like on 10 at all times. Like, you can always like be chill, be yourself at all times. And like that lyric just kind of just saying like, you can't fill their shoes and what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got you. Yeah, so you're talking about your brothers and what your brothers.
Yeah, I'm not referring to myself. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Okay. So I will agree. I agree. It takes a lot to be a street warrior. I will definitely play passenger princess to a street warrior though. So, because I have recently. But anyways. Okay. But anyways, so definitely like shout out to your brothers, definitely. Would you say like it doesn't take much to fall into, a certain type of lifestyle, right. So what kind of kept you from falling into that lifestyle too?
So I have a lot of siblings. I have a lot of brothers, and I'm the youngest in my family. So growing up, like I would say the age gap between me and my oldest brother is about like 12 years. Mm-hmm. So like just seeing him like live his life like as I'm growing up, I just kind of feel like it was kind of I just didn't see myself living like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like not saying that he's like a bad influence or nothing.
It's just different.
But like it just as I was growing up, I was just like I don't see myself doing that. Like I don't need to do all this other stuff that my family does. And I feel like as I was growing up, I was always in the mindset of like, I can't get peer pressure to do anything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I've never felt like I've been peer pressure to do anything. Anything that I do is because I chose to do it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say like it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard for me to kind of stay away from that type of lifestyle. It's because like, I chose to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I see myself doing better, not only for myself, but just, the people who support me, my family. Yeah, so for me, it wasn't hard for me to stay away from that type of lifestyle.
That's good. I like that. I enjoy the motivation.
Yeah, no, I really like that because I feel like with like most rap and like hip hop music, it's like people are like glamorizing that kind of lifestyle, and some people aren't even about that life, and right. they're talking about that, and kids are thinking like, oh, I could do that, especially like in the poly community, like you're just used to seeing that like growing up, but like it's cool that you're shining a light on. You're like, oh, I don't do that, but I'm still, out here trying to support my family in a different way.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like that's the message that I try to put out within my music is like, I come from a bad neighborhood, mm-hmm. but I won't let that change who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and being that I am, someone is like, I don't want someone who grew up in like, a similar neighborhood as me to grow up and be that type of person that they see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like there's always another option to help your family out. It's not always a street life. Like a lot of people glorify the street life, and like it's very cliche, but you only got 2 options: either you're dead or you're in jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so that's not the options that I wanted for myself. Mm-hmm. Like I dream big, and like, you know, that's what I'm trying to chase, and I'm trying to fulfill those goals. So
Yeah, that's a good message to go out to put out there.
But speaking of, you know, coming from a bad neighborhood and just your upbringing, just being a little bit, you know, just different, you know, just different than what most people are used to or that they see. There's another lyric that you said in the song. Feeling trapped up in the hood, like we can't. I think it said like we can't feed them. Public housing looking down on us, like fuck them, we don't need them. Is that correct?
Yep.
I can listen. So I wanted to know, did you grow up in public housing?
Yeah. So I currently we still stay in public housing.
Okay.
That lyric is kind of a reference. Like every time I go in there, like every time we have a meeting with the people in the housing, like I don't feel comfortable at all being in there. Like I feel like they kind of looking down on us. You know what I'm saying? And even when like we're just going in there to pay rent, like I just feel like the vibes it's not welcoming.
Oh yeah.
So to me, it's just like I always think like, man, I can't wait to get out of here. Like, you know, like I can't wait to just get up out of this place. Me, being the youngest, like, you know, I want to be able to help my parents, especially my mom, like, because my mom works like super hard to get us like whatever we need. So like my goal is always just to get her out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like they're always looking down on us, and my mindset is like, man, fuck it. Like if this is what I got to do to get us out of here, like I'm gonna do whatever I can to do it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand that. And then I wanted to know, like, I was going to ask, like, has the stigma behind public housing, like people living in public housing or, you know, just either growing up or already currently being there, like, has that ever made you feel any type of way about yourself, like as a person individually?
It definitely just has me thinking like we aren't, how would you say it? Like we aren't born into a life where we are given everything that we want, but we're born into a life where we're blessed with what we have. You know what I'm saying? So anything that I have or that I've been given is like, I'm always grateful. So like growing up in public housing, like I didn't care that we stayed here, like, cause I'm happy that we were able to have a place to stay in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, I'm just grateful that we had a roof over our heads for like, you know, the past 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I never felt any type of way just staying in there. But you know, like I was saying, like my goal is to not stay there, you know.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get out of there. So yeah.
Oh yeah. I kind of like feel exactly the same way you do, more so in the with the idea of we grew up differently than, you know, for example, like the people that I work with currently, they're all like Beverly Hills people, you know? So like the position that I'm in, I know the guy who is in the position I was prior to me getting there. He was a Beverly Hills kid, and he didn't take his work seriously. Like he didn't come to work on time. Like it was very much an option for him to show up at work. Whereas for me, he didn't need the job. Whereas for me, I need this damn job. So I have to show up every day. And and like that kind of like got to me 2 days ago. It got to me like 2 days ago that I was like, these motherfuckers grew up different. Like they grew up so different from me. The fact that like they don't need, like you don't need to work. Yeah. That's crazy to me. You know?
Yeah, I feel that too. Cause like I've had a couple jobs where privileged, you know, coworkers of mine, they would just be like, man, like, I don't need this job. Like, you know, I could quit right now, this and that. And I was like, shit, I need this job. Like, I was like, I want to quit, but I can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel how you feel, but there's no plan B for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have another option. Like, this is kind of what I got until I figure something out.
Exactly. You know, so. And that shit, man, I hate y'all.
We hate privileged people.
I hate privileged people. But I wanted to hop into the chorus now, just the end part of the chorus. The part where he said, instead of chasing pesos, maybe I should be chasing all of my dreams. I'd be putting on for the whole team. So I wanted to know, what is your ultimate dream?
So my ultimate dream is to become an established artist, being able to perform my music, you know, in front of crowds, and them being able to sing my song, you know. At first, when I started, like, I was always thinking about, like, oh, man, music can make me a lot of money. But then I started thinking, like, if I genuinely love what I'm doing, like, the money will come, you know? So I kind of got out of that mindset of just, like, oh, yeah, I need to chase the money. You know, now I'm more of, like, what if I just chase what I want to become, you know, like, which is, and artists that people appreciate, that makes good music, and, you know, music that people can relate to. So my ultimate goal is to become an established artist and, you know, being able to have music that, you know, people love, but also I want to take it a step further and actually I want to own my own record label. Like,
oh shit!
Yeah, that's what I want to be able to do.
Look at you, Lucius Lion.
I want to have my own record label and basically put kids who have the same story as mine. You know, like you don't really have a team behind you. Like you kind of just doing everything your own, and like people notice you, but they're not trying to give you the chance. Like that's what my end goal is too. You know, like to be in that position where I could put somebody on. Like,
that to me is probably the most different mindset that I appreciate when I come across people, especially artists. I know this might sound like I'm talking shit. I am talking shit a little bit, but what I noticed a little bit about other people, I'm not going to name names or nothing, but just what I noticed, and especially in our community, is like people, when they get a little taste of success, they never want to like help anybody out.
Facts.
Oh look, he agrees. So
I feel you 100%. I be talking about that all the time with like my brothers back at home, and I'm just like, especially in our community, like it's so hard for them to show love to another person.
Yep.
Like I hate that shit. Like it's just like, yeah, bro, like you know you're good at what you do, but that doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's like just because you get a taste of, you know, a success doesn't mean that you're too good to come back and reach, you know, help somebody else.
Yeah.
So even me, like I haven't even had a taste of success, and like I'm always still willing to help somebody else. Like I was telling I'll be telling my brothers, like at first when I started making music, like people would hit me up like, oh, like, bro, can you hop on a feature, this and that, and I just be thinking like, I don't want to hop on your song, right?
Oh yeah.
But then I started thinking like, I'm becoming what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, now every time somebody asks me for a feature, I'm like, fuck it, bro, I'll do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my side I kind of switched into. So
no, that's good.
I feel what you're saying.
No, yeah, like I just feel like it's just something that I noticed, like especially with a lot more established people, not all of them, but just with people who are established within our community. I just noticed that when it comes to like lending out a helping hand, that hand is very much I don't want to, you know, and I feel like that's a lot of the reason why a lot of our artists, because we have so much talent. Like we have so much talent in our community. We have artists that people have never heard of, and if we all just came together, like people talk about this all the time, you know, like, oh, Poly's the first person to put a poly person down is another poly person, you know what I mean? So it's like, maybe stop, maybe don't do that, and like actually like help out your fellow artists. And I just feel like everybody could come up off of this.
Right.
But I also wanted to know, did you ever feel like you've done a good job of following your dreams so far?
As I think so. Like I think like, you know, they always say like it's not about the end goal, it's about the journey. You know, yeah, it's about the journey, but also that your end goal is what you want to get to. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I feel like whatever's happening, like the way things are happening, I feel like it's happening in that order for a specific reason. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like the only thing that I kind of lack is like I sort of like I have a bunch of music that I tend to not put out.
You just sitting on it?
Yeah.
You're one of those.
I feel like that's kind of what always holds me back from like reaching the next step. Cause like I got so much shit that I was just like, my brothers always tell me like, bro, you should drop this, drop that. And I just be thinking like, I don't know if it's ready. Like, you know, I feel like every step that I do take is one step closer to my dream. Like I feel like the only way for me to step back is if I just don't do it at all, you know? So
very true. How long did it take for you guys to drop Feeling Like?
Oh,
he made it seem like it's been a long time.
All right, so I made a portion of the beat. So I produced the track. I produced all my music and I record at home. So I produced a portion of the beat. I want to say in like 2020, maybe 19, late 19. And I had the hook of the song already recorded, and it's just been sitting in my files. And then we recorded, I believe, in 2021, and then we just dropped it like a couple weeks ago. So I would say it took a while, you know what I'm saying? Like a few years for sure.
2019, damn. That's crazy. It's a great song. I'm so happy y'all dropped it though.
I know, thank you.
Because otherwise I couldn't talk about it. But I also wanted to know, was there ever anything outside of music that you were good at, that you were like, hey, I'm actually like, I can do this, that you like before you even thought music was a thing, that you were just like, I think I'm gonna do this?
Well, growing up, I didn't really have like a dream of doing anything. Like, you know, I was growing up just playing video games, like going to school, you know. And at the time, like, you couldn't get paid for playing video games. So, you know, a lot of people stream on Twitch and all that stuff. So,
Wait, how old are you?
24.
Okay.
So, how you say, like, I didn't really have a dream when I was like younger. Outside of music, I don't think like there's anything else that I would want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if there's no music, I would really just be playing video games and going to work.
Okay, well, like, you know what? We're going to stick with music because you're good at that. So stop. So we don't need nothing else. But that's the lyrics that I wanted to talk about, just because those lyrics mostly spoke, like, this is a song that I really enjoyed and I really wanted to talk about and get into. So those lyrics in general, those ones spoke to me the most, especially being able to expand upon those lyrics is what I wanted to do. And I really thank you for your insight and your answers and everything. And I did want to ask, do you have any other music coming out? Because I think this is the only song you guys dropped so far this year, right?
Yeah, this year. Yeah, I haven't dropped music for a while.
Boo.
I just had some stuff I had to handle, but I do have a lot of music that I still haven't released, and I'm currently trying to work on an EP for my brother that's part of the group. I don't think you guys know the story about that, right?
No.
So please. So basically, it's me and my brother. We started a group called Taleni. But he's currently not here with us. You know, he's home now.
Yeah.
So we started off this group together because we had the same dream. He's not my brother by blood, but, you know, he's my brother. So we had the same dream, and music is kind of what got us connected. And once we got connected with music, it just became more than just music. Yeah. So basically, before our name was Taleni, we were going to call ourselves Reminisce. You know, we were just throwing a bunch of names out there, and we were just like, oh, we should call ourselves Reminisce. And then we kind of just like introduced ourselves as Reminisce, and we're just like, yeah, it doesn't click.
Love the name change.
The reason we came up with Taleni is because we both play a bunch of instruments, like, you know, piano, guitar, like a bunch of stuff, and we both sing. So we were just like, the perfect name for us is to call ourselves Talent, but we just do our Samoan flavor on it and just call it Taleni. So that's how we got our name. And I would say he's kind of the main reason why I'm continuing the dream, because even though we both shared the same dream, he was like the main one that was pushing us out there. Like, he was always out there, and he's younger than me. So like every time we had a song coming out, he's always hitting people up on Instagram. I'm like, bro, go listen to our song. And like, I'm in group chats with random people that I don't know. And it's like a bunch of them. And he's just like, yeah, bro, I just, told everybody to listen to our song. So he was kind of like, our main promoter. And then when we lost him, like, I just felt like, I got to kind of take that role, because I was like, nobody else is going to do that for us. Yeah. So I always tell myself, like, if he was still here, like, I'd be making totally different music. And, like, losing him kind of just gave me that extra push, like, okay, now I got to get my shit together, like, Yeah. So, yeah, every time I refer to myself, like, when I go to, like, or when people ask me, I just be like, I'm one half of a group called Taleni, because even though I do have my own stage name, like, I always remember that Taleni is a group thing. Like, it's me and him. We started this. Mm-hmm. So if I was to be, like, signed to a label or anything, like, I'm going to tell them, like, it's not just me coming. Like, it's me and my brother. We're coming as one, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my goal is just to keep his name alive always through the music, and, hopefully we reach the end goal. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing
no
that.
problem.
I know. I loved that story. That's probably the best story we've gotten on this show.
Oh, for real. I was like, damn, I want to go to bed now and just think about my life a little bit. Like, that was very heartfelt, and I love that. Thank you so much for being vulnerable with that. Damn, I okay. Well, we're gonna go to break now, y'all. Like, this is going to. I'm actually let you introduce the song. This is every 25th. So if you want to just go ahead and let the people know a little bit about that song, and yeah.
So every 25th, my brother actually passed away on his birthday. So, which is March 25th, and kind of just wrote the songs that every 25th of every month we'll celebrate his name. It's kind of just keep his name, going on for as long as we can. So that's what the song is about, just kind of celebrating his life and just talking about how great he was as a person, you know, and the impact that he had on us as a whole. So yeah, this is every 25th by Taleni, you know, on all platforms. Go stream that.
Father, forgive me for my mistakes, cause I don't know how many L's I could take. Please keep the garden clear of them snakes. Ayy, me and brothers bonding, some niggas can't break it. I swear we came a long way. Keep my head straight, I can't move the wrong way. But brother, I gotta keep strong. Ayy, long live T.R., rep it all day. Real nigga, man, he never switch. We had dreams, we gon' make it rich. And I swear I still pray and wish that you gon' slide back down on the 25th. Yeah. Real nigga, man, he never switch. We had dreams, we gon' make it rich. We gon' keep your name alive and let everybody know that it's a real nigga holiday every 25th. Yeah, hold up, he ain't like no other. He built different, move different, that's my brother. Love will make us closer, yeah, my mother's like his mother. If nobody else rockin', then I know we got each other. Real solid, loyal, man, I swear he got all that. I will risk it all right now to bring my dog back. If they sleeping on the gang, tell them fall back. They gon' be cheering when we hanging up them goals. I jump off a plane, talking on my chest for you. They let that shit ride.
And we are back, everybody. I don't know if I should have been as high-pitched and excited after listening to every 25th, but you are still here, tuned in with the Mile High Club. How y'all doing? This is not an intro, but don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Official Mile High Club, like I always say. And don't forget to follow us and our very special guest. Go ahead and drop your handles one more time.
Yeah, well, follow me on Instagram, MALEDIIES, and also follow us our Taleni page _TALENI_.
Y'all
and
better
on YouTube, Apple Music, all platforms, all that.
Hell yeah, y'all better motherfucking follow all that shit. And we're gonna be jumping into Zero In with Dora.
Okay, for Zero In, if you're not familiar, usually I'm the serious segment, but last segment was serious, but I'm still serious, the serious one on this in this group. But just want to like dive deep in like specifically like your path in music and stuff like that. So my first question is, which you kind of told us off air, but what is your favorite song you've written so far?
So yeah, I would say my favorite song that I've written is Every 25th and Next Life, which I don't know if you guys heard that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say those two are the ones that kind of hit home for me. I would say those are my favorite songs that I've written because, like, I literally wrote those songs like nonstop. Like when I was writing those songs, like, I just couldn't stop writing because everything was just kind of flowing. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like it was flowing because it was kind of just an emotion that was kind of I was feeling. It was everything that was built up, and I just kind of let it all out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say those two songs are probably my favorite that I've written.
Yeah, it came like naturally.
Yeah.
You had to get the message out there. I feel like I really do like those songs. I want to know what inspires you to make music. I feel like you did kind of touch on this, but maybe you had from the very beginning, basically.
Well, when I first started, I was just playing a bunch of instruments. I think the first instrument I learned how to play was either the ukulele or the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And
sounds about right.
yeah, so I was like, I would just mess around like in my living room, just playing like a bunch of random stuff. And when I got to high school, I was a part of this program, and they had this elective. It was a beat making class, and I had already knew how to play the piano. You know, the teacher kind of noticed that, and he kind of took me under his wing. He was like, "Oh, this kid is the only one that knows kind of what he's doing on the keyboard." So he kind of took me under his wing and just showed me how to use the program to make beats.
Ooh.
So I spent, I think, the next 3.5 years in that program just learning how to make beats, but he ended up leaving. So when he left, his departing gift to me was he gifted me with a laptop and with the beat making program on there.
Oh.
And he just had a bunch of sounds, and he was just like, like, I want you to kind of continue doing what you're doing. So I was kind of doing that for a while, just making beats at home. And then that's when I had met my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of already doing my thing with music, but it wasn't anything, it wasn't like nothing official. I was just kind of just doing it for fun. And then when I met him, he kind of had the drive to kind of make the music. So seeing that he wanted to do it kind of just pushed me like, oh yeah, I could, if he could do it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So my initial thing with music is I was just gonna be a producer. Like I was just gonna make beats for other artists. And as I got better on making beats, I was just like, I think I want to hop on this. Like, you know, I think I want to see how I sound on it. So shout out to my mom because she literally bought me everything that I needed to make
Shout
make
out to
beats.
mom.
So, like we literally went to Guitar Center and she bought everything in one day, and it was just like, damn. I was just like,
what's that support like?
Then, like I always tell myself, like, damn. At the time, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and like she bought me one of the most expensive mics in the damn store, and like I didn't know what I was doing with that shit, and I think I broke it or lost it or something, but it's gone. Like, but I was just like, you know, now when I do get some expensive equipment, now obviously I know what I'm doing with it, you know. But I would say, like I met my brother. He kind of just helped me, push me to continue like making beats, and he wanted to hop on songs as well. And for a while, we were just kind of just recording. I still didn't know what I was doing, and I would say we didn't start taking it seriously until I would say when I got out of high school, we kind of started taking it more seriously. We were just, you know, you guys familiar with like mixing and mastering. So like I was trying my hardest to learn how to mix songs. When my brother passed away, that's when I kind of felt like, all right, now I need to start getting our stuff mixed properly and mastered. So, because I didn't want my music or like our music to be out there and it didn't sound good. Like I didn't want it to represent him knowing like, oh, this shit sounds terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that's the journey. Like, you know, started from just playing instruments and then someone teaching me, taking me under the wing to make beats, and then kind of doing it on my own. And then I meet my brother and he just kind of pushed me, and then, you know, losing him. And then that just kind of gave me an extra push to keep it going. And so that's where I am now.
Shout out to your teacher.
Yeah, shout out to Mark. That's his name, Mark.
Mark?
Yeah.
Shout out to teacher Mark.
And shout out to your mom.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to my mom.
I'm so sorry he lost that mic and market. He will pay you back.
My next question is, well, you kind of already touched on it, but I want to know, like, what's your process of writing a song? I mean, you already told us, but you create your own beats. So, like, basically, you create your own beats and mix and master it yourself? If you can just clarify all that.
So,
and lyrics.
Yeah.
So, I'm at home. I have my own little studio set up in my house. Like, I start off making a beat. If I really like the beat, I'll literally start writing, like, right then and there. But if the beat's kind of like, kind of dragging, I'll just like, all right, scratch this. I'll just move on to the next one. Like, I would say, if I'm really into the beat, like, I could probably write a hook and a verse probably within like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Like, I don't know if that's fast or not, but that's just me, you know?
I know someone like that too.
So, I would literally be on a game with my brothers. Like, I'll have the headset. I'll literally have the headset. And I'll be making a beat, and I was like, bro, what y'all think of this? Like, and then, you know, they'll be like, oh, let me hear it. And, you know, they'll give their input on, like, what they think. And, you know, I'll just do it like that. Like, I'll kind of just make changes. Like, and then I'll just kind of write my lyrics, rap it over the game. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what game is it exactly?
You know, we just be on a PlayStation party. Like, I'm not actually playing that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm over here thinking.
We just kind of, like, be in a party, and I just kind of just, I feel like when I have, like, support, like, around, you know, I just like, okay, like, let me see what they think of this, because it'll kind of just give me that, that little spark that I need to kind of like change whatever I need to be, you know, whatever needs to be changed. So, I would say, like, I usually finish writing the song before the beat's even done. Like, I would just write the song, record the beat, and then, record my vocals. And then go back and fix the beat, like whatever I feel like kind of will make it sound better. So I do most of the mixing myself, and then I kind of I send it off to somebody to master it. But as of lately, I've been trying to get out of my room because I feel like there's more opportunity inside of someone else's studio. So like if I was to go to pay for studio time, I feel like you never know who's gonna be there, you know?
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that's what I'm trying to do, is just trying to get studio time and with professional engineers and, you know, get their feedback and what I can improve on. But yeah, that's kind of how the whole process goes, pretty much.
You stepped into the right house. I'm just saying.
You do it all from the very beginning, but you said like mostly mastering, you send it off, right?
Yeah, I say mastering is still kind of tough for me because I don't fully understand it all the way. Like I understand it, like bits of it, but there's like so much that comes with mixing and mastering. Like it's like a science. Like like people really get into that, and like it's cool. I want to learn that for sure, but it's hard to do that when you're doing everything.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're making the beat, you're recording yourself, then you gotta mix it and master. It's like it's so much going on, and I feel like that's what kind of sets me apart from a lot of other artists.
Absolutely,
because I do all that shit on my own. You know what I'm saying? And it's like not to knock anybody that that kind of just goes to the studio, but like I kind of feel like for me it shows that I'm putting in so much effort into my songs, like even just one song.
Yeah.
But it's what I want to do. So it's if I'm willing to work for it, like I'm gonna learn it.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So what you just described, you knowing how to do engineering, like beat making, like learning eventually mixing and mastering together, all of that stuff. Like Sammy J talked about that on our show, and he was telling us like you have to learn these jobs. These like everything that you're learning right now, that's something that you need to know, because if you are going with a record label, they're going to bring people in, and then that's your money being spent somewhere else.
Right.
So you need to learn how to do all of these things, like whether it's marketing or whatever, like to promote yourself and just take on being an individual artist. That way you never lose your money. Right. So you're already on the right path.
Yeah.
Like you're doing great.
I always tell myself like that is definitely a money saver, knowing how to do that stuff. But it just takes so much time. Like so much time. But I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, you know what I'm saying? Like just knowing that when I put out a song, like that's all me, you know what I'm saying? No one else had a hand on that, So I would say that's like a good thing, knowing that I'm able to do that.
Yeah. Sammy J would be proud. I also can I ask one more question? Sorry.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, when you hear a beat for the first time, how do you differentiate the vibe that the beat is going to be, like, or the song itself? Like, how do you tell it's going to be a love song or a sad song, or I'm gonna talk my shit song, or like I'm gonna just make this like a deep song? Like how do you do that?
I think it depends on the sound of like what's being played, like a chord. So like, and what chords are being played. So like if they're using a piano, and like I don't know if you guys know the difference between like a major and a minor chord.
I just know one's major and one's minor.
So, I would say minor chords are usually more, they're like more of a darker feel, and then major chords are kind of like a happier feel.
Okay.
So, like, if you was to play a minor chord, like, I couldn't tell it's a minor chord, but like I could hear like, oh, this sounds sad, like it sounds dark.
Oh, okay.
So, when I'm playing it, like I don't have the intention to make, like when I'm making a beat, I don't have an intention of, oh, this is gonna be this type of song. Like I just kind of make the beat. And then when I'm hearing it, I'm just like, I kind of mumble how I'm going to flow on the beat. And then if I can't figure it out, I usually just ask like, bro, how does this make you feel? Like the beat, like, how does this make you feel? And like, whatever they give me, I just kind of go off what they're saying. So usually I try to make my songs from my perspective. Like I can't really speak on anybody else. But that's what I'm definitely trying to do, is put myself in someone else's shoes and write on their perspective.
Right.
I just think it's like another way of being creative. But yeah, that's kind of really it. Like it really, the beat kind of has to give me a certain feeling for me to write off of that. So yeah.
I feel that. Yeah.
She has more of the questions because she be around the artist more than me. Because when people say mixing and mastering, I know you're doing something with the music, but I don't know exactly what's going on. I just know it makes it sound better. But my next question is, I want to know who are your like top 3 artists, and would you say like those specific artists have an influence like on your sound and music and beats? Like
all time?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite artist of all time is J. Cole. Yeah, I was like, I like J. Cole because he's real in everything he says. When I tell people my favorite artist is J. Cole, they're just like, oh, you don't really make music like him. It's like my music doesn't mimic him. It's more of the, how do you say, his grind for the music.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like to mimic, because like I watch all his documentaries and like all of like what he does, and it's like this guy's fucking genius. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I would say.
Have you heard of La Russell?
Yeah, he just started popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope too. Like he's my brother was telling me like he was just saying like, man, you see La Russell, like he was he wasn't really known, but he was like so consistent on his content. Like he was just posting a bunch of his content, and like eventually people started noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but his is more different. Like he like has a bunch of content to post. Like
no, yeah. I only brought him up because of the grind. Like I was like the grind is like
he for sure
major.
Go get that bag, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would say J. Cole is my top artist. I don't really like have other than J. Cole. Like I don't really have like a favorite artist, but I do listen to like a lot of like Tupac. I listen to a lot of like the poly artists that are coming up right now, like Stone Deuce and all them. Like I listen to a lot of their shit because I think they're dope. To be honest, like I think like with the right team and the right marketing, like they're bound to blow up. You know what I'm saying? So, So
that's the hard part about being poly, though.
Yeah.
We never have the right team for like a lot of certain things, like especially the marketing part. Please get it together, poly people.
Like even me, like I don't have a team behind me. Like literally, it's just me. Like, I don't have no management or nothing. Like everything that I do is I kind of gotta strategize it on my own.
Oh yeah.
So,
Learning it like one day at a time and stuff. Yeah, it is hard to put yourself out there and stuff like that.
No, yeah, but that hustle's gonna save you.
I'm
really
hoping.
So no top 3 artists, but J. Cole's number 1.
For sure.
Always.
Got it. Which is fitting for this podcast for one of us.
I love J. Cole. She doesn't listen to J. Cole.
I don't listen. Not that I don't like him. I just don't listen to him.
So who's your favorite?
My favorite artist of all time? I don't top artist right now, honestly, couldn't tell you really. I would say probably I legit cannot tell you. Like I've been listening to like random people.
She's all over the place.
Yeah, like
all
I'm
types
in
of music,
like
artists.
in my all types of music, all artists. But like I'm like since I'm in my sad girl era right now, like I've been listening to a lot of Joji. So there's that. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I ain't gonna lie to you. I keep it real.
Sad guy artist.
Sad artist.
He's a sad artist. If you're ever sad, you can listen to him.
But yeah, I really feel I can see where you're talking about for J. Cole and like the hustle and like everything that he puts out. It's like super inspirational.
Yeah, exactly.
I love him. And then one question I always ask specifically in my segment is, what is like one of the best pieces of advice that you've ever received?
I don't know, to be honest. Like,
have you received advice?
I can't pinpoint anything specific. Mm-hmm. I've definitely received advice, but
okay, good.
There's like nothing that stands out to me. So it's either the advice was kind of mediocre or something. I don't know. Like,
or have you ever been told something that just stuck with you?
Yeah, was there like a quote or something? Like some people say like a quote or something.
A lot of people always tell me like, they always kind of tell me like, oh, but you're up next. Like you're next. Your time is coming. And I would say like, that's always something that kind of like sticks with me because I tell myself that, you know, I'm like, oh, but like I'm up next. My time is coming. But then I always kind of contradict myself, like, when is that time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I would say that's kind of the only thing. Like people always tell me, like, "Bro, you're next. Like, you know, your time is coming, and you know, I just gotta wait on it. You know."
Yeah, that saying like you're up next kind of motivates you and stuff like
exactly.
that.
Because it just kind of like coming from them is like they kind of know like they give me the feeling like they like what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So when I hear them say that, it's like, okay, like I got one person on my side, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what you need, at least one.
Yeah, just
at
one
least.
listener makes a difference.
Right.
Yeah, but no, that's like good motivation to have and to end off on for a 0 in. With that being said, we will recap today's episode while we close it out. Rosie, if you can recap Flame Out.
So with Flame Out, we talked about feeling like, because I was feeling like talking about that song. but thank you for breaking down the lyrics for that. I did want to ask one more time, is there anything else that you would like to promote? Anything you're doing or coming up with in these next few months or weeks or days or hours or minutes or seconds or milliseconds?
I don't have anything currently to promote. Just I do have a lot of music coming up that I am working on. So just be on the lookout for that. I would say a lot of my information that I do post about my music are just from my Instagram. So if you are interested, be tuning into that. So
be interested. Go do it. And then we jumped into Zero In with Dora.
And then Zero In, we just deep dived into basically like your whole process with music, your top artist, and then like something that kind of motivates you. Before we close off, can you just list your handles one more time? That way the people can find you and follow you and listen to all your stuff.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at MALEDIIES. And you can follow me also on Instagram under the Taleni page _TALENI_. And you can find us on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, under Taleni. So go stream that.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us. Season 3, Episode 6. We have arrived at our destination. See you guys next episode.
Deuces.
Yay!
You have now arrived at your destination. Thank you for choosing Flight 5280 with
the Mile High Club.